Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Travels with Dottie comment video on the 26th of January 2025. And I'm going to open with the weather, and it is 42 degrees outside my little piece of paradise here, and out boondocking in the desert outside Quartzsite, Arizona, in the beautiful desert of southwest Arizona. And I got some big news on weather. I'm just going to open with the big news. I see at 11 o'clock tonight an 11% chance of rain. Rain, yes, that wet stuff that falls from the heavens to the earth. And I see increasing. I see it goes at 12% at 2 a.m., 18% by 5 a.m., 24% by 7 a.m. Okay, that's pretty much it. But it's rain in the desert. Be prepared. Get your buckets out. Don't think it's going to be much rain, but it'll be rain. And I got no bothersome wind at all in the next 10 days. High today will be 65 with a low of here 44. You maybe 46. Little chilly next couple of days. 57 is the high, 58. Then we climb up to 60, 65, 67, 71, 75, 77, 75, 69, 68, 67, 68, 71. Mostly sunny days, and the lows between 40 and 46. And what is today? Today's Sunday. Today is Mass Exodus Day. That's when the huge crowds that are so wonderful to be around for about a week are leaving and going elsewhere today. So we're going to be back down to more normal Quartzsite. I might even be able to go to the grocery store and buy an egg tomorrow. Who knows? Could have. Stranger things have happened. And let's just hop like a bunny into the comments. And we have a video frequently commented on called Super Fun Day with Friends. Renee Slater says, what an awesome friend you are, Rob. Blessing Deborah with those batteries. May you be blessed tenfold. I rotated out some older batteries, a 3- and 4-year-old battery on my system, and gave them as part of my payback to the community, gave them to Deborah Dickinson. But that's not the headline. The headline is my friends Daryl and Jim did not only the installation of my new battery, they installed her new battery, or the used ones, and they helped Cheryl with the problem with a solar panel. They helped, this is all in camp here, they helped Judy with a heater problem, troubleshooting a heater problem, and they helped Barb install one of those RV locks, those beep, beep, beep locks on a rig. And the two of them spent all day doing that for the reasonably priced labor per hour of $0. Those are the heroes, not me. Okay, your eye can predict strokes. That was a positive news video. And Gagooch says, thanks for today's poverty story and knowledgeable information. Have a great weekend, sir. Boy, those positive news videos don't get a lot of views, but the people that view them really seem to appreciate that. And it gets my day started on the right tone, because the very first video I do right before this one is I find my positive news story, or in most cases, my friend who doesn't like me to give her name credit sends me one almost every day. 10 things to know about before you go to Quartzsite is an older, popular video in Highs 1962. Big shout out for helping Deborah with her battery situation. Then on the comments video, we have Cottywomple. I have charged things at the library. They are open Monday through Thursday, 7 to 6. Whoops. There isn't a lot of room for charging. It's basically an extension cord with a power strip attached at a small table that maybe 4 people could sit comfortably. Don't need a library card, no payments, and while you're there, you can use the free Wi-Fi. It's not great Wi-Fi, so if you have large data transfers, it can take a good bit, but it's free, so no complaints here. When I've gone there, generally 2 or 3 people at the table. If they aren't charging, just ask them if you can plug in at least. that's a good time to use Wi-Fi while waiting for a charging spot at the table, as there is another small table a few feet away. Perfect info. I wasn't sure. Let's see. Sarah Clark says, I'm interested in the kitchen traveling also. She also is glad to finally consider traveling my Volvo SUV. Yeah, somebody talked about a YouTuber that traveled with chickens, and I think someone in here, we'll get to it, said they think Aja with Pandemonium did that for a while, but it didn't work out, so the chickens are at her home base with friends and neighbors. They turned their backs on me was the long-term video from yesterday. It was a joke, and I say in the thumbnail. It's not clickbait. It says in the title, they turned their backs on me. LOL, not really. It was Deborah and Frugal. When I walked up, they turned their backs on me, and I filmed their backs, and I used it for the thumbnail. FSD at the lake, who, by the way, I met them yesterday. We kept hearing about those corn dogs. We're getting one today. And I bet they did, because they were right there, and I met them. Predicting strokes, Ken Gray says this will be an invaluable thing once implemented. FSD at the lake again. That blue looked really good on you. I tend to wear mostly black, and whenever I wear a brighter color, people really notice. Ken says, I was just about to mention that your cough sounded dusty when you said it. LW Billings, I think we might have seen it in my Nomadic Dreams video. It was one of the channels there in Quartzsite. We'll go back and try to search for it. She had a couple chickens and a mini goat. Author says, author Deborah Dickinson, my close friend, says, the Dee look, laugh. I absolutely 100% love you, Rob. Rob, Daryl, and Jim equal 3 Earth Angels. I am beyond grateful. You are so right about this community, my dear friend. Thank you for the kind words, Rob. I'm humbled, and I love the tribe you're creating. All good peeps. KO, which means keep on keeping on. And FSD at the lake, again, just want to say that when we stopped by Deborah's booth, not only was she gracious, but she gives the best hugs. The eye video, Topaz Farmer Travel says, advancements in health technology is really amazing, and what the human race has accomplished in a short period of time. It is amazing. Ken says, sorry your hip hurts so much. Glad you have an appointment though. Me too. It's getting hard. Especially to get up from a seated or lying down or even turning over in bed. It's getting rough. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I'm okay, though, and I'm going to get surgery. Susano, Rob, you're a wonderful man and a great friend. God bless you for helping Deborah so much with the Battle-Born batteries. You really touched her heart. Katie Hoke says, 11:35, I was thinking to myself, uh-oh, he's in the wrong lane, and he hasn't figured it out yet, but then you did. Yeah, I was headed to the medical clinic, and I was in the wrong lane. I was in the left-hand turn lane. And she knew where the medical clinic was, and she knew where I was going because I said so. And she's like, you're in the wrong lane. You're in the wrong lane. And then it is going, I'm like, I'm in the wrong lane, and there's too much traffic for me to switch. I'm going to have to do a left-hand turn and then make my way around back up. And I did it just fine. The eye thing, Lisa Roth. Oh, Lisa, my friend, again, this is one of my campmates. What an interesting discovery. I think Ken Gray is right. In Quartzsite Comments, Sheila Anderson's, what a lovely man giving a great gift to Deborah. Don't listen to the naysayers, she says. Greg Miller said that. Don't listen to the naysayers. Desert Deb, hey Deb. Deborah is so appreciative of you, Jenna and the Darrells and Jim. I already know what a kind-hearted person you are from, read more, 3 years ago when you helped my friend in Pahrump. Best wishes for a smooth surgery and recovery. Thank you, Deb. Pamela Knoll, I found the bike ride very interesting. Nice to tag along with you. And that was an e-bike desert adventure, and that was got to be over a month ago. I think it was November. Jen. The 125 comments to the guy who was asking about charging phones for free. My solution for car camping is a solar rechargeable power bank. There are some pretty affordable ones. I found one on Amazon. that has 3 flip-out solar panels that can charge 2 things at once. And you can recharge them by the little solar panels, USB, carport, or wall outlet. They're about the size of a large cell phone. So easy to carry and the best purchase ever. Mine was about $30. So there's another alternative if you can afford the $30. And then you got Cottywomple telling you step-by-step how to charge your stuff for free Monday through Thursday in the public library in Quartzsite. Katie Hauk says, Rob, a little off topic, but I was thinking about how no one is complaining about internet speeds this year. Have you heard anyone having issues? It's a miracle what new cell towers and satellites can do. Well, I have heard far less complaining. I've not heard zero complaining. Certainly this week, a couple of my campmates, I think Barb said, I couldn't stream anything the other night when the heaviest use comes. So it's still there, but I'm not. Years in past, people were constantly frustrated with their inability to watch anything online or sometimes even to do emails. Ken Gray says, in Deborah's video, she asked everyone to come here and thank you. So glad so many people responded. They did. They did. Kristalina, Rob, you stinker. No, you are a true friend to your friends. Deborah had me emotional listening to her tell what you and the other guys did for her. And RV Life says, I'm sure you'll be happy once your hip is repaired. 100% of the stories I hear about hip replacements are over the top positive results. You know, incidentally, except for my stepmother, she had a hip replacement. They botched it up and she had to have a second one. And she suffered for almost a year before they did it over. Yuck. But literally everyone else that I've talked to has had a really great experience. Chuck Brewington said the $50 bill is the new $20. Inflation has marked its territory for the time being. I'm not sure that's true. But I get it. Inflation over my lifetime, there have been spots where inflation has been a real big problem. Seems cyclical to me. Poolman 3931, do you know someone going to Mexico? I need to get med, but I can't physically make the walk. And then he posts again, is there a phone number down there I could call to get pricing and availability? Okay. So, good news. You're on the internet. You can interact with the internet, which is good. So first, go to Quartzsite Chatter. There's knockoffs, but find the one that has, 40,000, 30 or 40,000 members. That's the big one. Go out there and ask that question. I'd like to go to Mexico with a group of people because I physically can't make the walk, but I'd like to get meds. And I'll bet you'll get a group inviting you, right? If you want to, and use Google to Google Los Algodones pharmacies, and you'll get a bunch of them that come up. They'll give you phone numbers. Some of them have websites. They always will be able to speak English when you call down there, and they can help you. Okay. They turn their backs on me. Haas says, Rob, you're correct. Spin that camera around. We'd love watching you and Dottie, but if you're treating us as passengers in your truck, we would be looking out the windshield. We're watching and making sure you're going in the right direction. Have a good day, and God bless you all. It's kind of funny. Even when I do it the way most people want it, I get comments from the people that want it that way. They still comment on it. It's not a criticism, I get it, but they still comment on it. People really want to see out the windshield. Dame the First, when my hubby had his hip surgery, his docs explained exactly how to handle steps. We have high steps in the house, but once in, no more steps. And I don't know how long ago that was, but they have a procedure they dub minimally invasive, and the recovery time is much faster, and you're much more able to do things on day one. But we'll see what the surgeon says. So I'm a smart, capable man, but it's my surgery happening to me, so my objectivity is maybe a little out there and gone, and I'm not in touch with it. So Pup Camper 58 Cheryl will be attending the surgeon meeting with me on the 13th because she has objectivity and she's super smart, and she'll make sure I understand everything thoroughly and don't misunderstand anything. Any of you that were worried about that. Quartzsite Comments. OFSD at the lake again. It was so nice to meet you and Dottie today. Thank you for the sticker. Making the Rounds in Quartzsite is an older video, but Greg Miller nonetheless has great content. In Quartzsite Comments from yesterday. Holy crap, Rob, you have every right to edit your channel. We don't want to hear from the haters. I love your posts. It makes me feel peace. Yeah, there's a little contingent out there. They're gone now that feel like the First Amendment means you're not allowed to delete or modify your channel comments. And they're wrong. Patty Coretta. Hey, Rob, I'm new to your channel. I had to come over once I heard what you and your friends did for Deborah. A big thank you to you and your friends. She's one of my favorite people out here on the road. She is so deserving. I absolutely love everything that you mentioned about this community in your video, and I'm with you. I can't do the work on rigs, etc., but I find other ways to contribute out here as a fairly new nomad. Hopefully our paths will cross one day. I truly hope surgery goes well and then you have people to help you. My sister's out here. They'll help me. And my brother Daryl and my other brother Daryl. I got them all. I got a team. I truly hope surgery goes well and you've had people to have it. After surgery, I agree a house might be best for the recovery process, which that's the plan right now. Hugs to Dottie and George. I love Dottie. She's so cute. You hear that, Dottie? They're talking about you. Dottie, puppy. They're talking about you on the video. They said you were cute. Whatever. Paul Owen. Hey, Rob, the BLM greenhorn here. Yeah, I used the term green thumb last time in error. That was pretty funny. He said, I'm a green thumb out here. And I'm like, really? Are you planting stuff in the desert? Anyway, thanks to your expert. And Ken probably pointed out it was autocorrect, which is like, it's autocorrect and like, is that a real thing, or are they trying to be? Is some programmer just trying to be funny? I don't know which it really is. Anyway, thanks to your expert info and advice, I completed 2 weeks at Roadrunner BLM and had a great time at the amateur radio conference known as Quartz Fest. By the way, in an earlier comment, I asked you about means and methods for dumping blackwater tanks at BLM. So it turns out a local honey wagon makes the rounds and will pump your black and gray water for $55 a pop. Expensive, yes, but convenient. Love your videos and know you're appreciated. Yeah, there must be more than one, because the one we used out here, I think Lisa used, was $60. But maybe he got a deal. Kate Kramer. Great for your appointments coming up. I'm a nurse navigator for total joint replacements here in my city. An expert. Kate. A great attitude and motivation is key, and you have both. You'll do well. I love experts. Thank you, Kate. Kate Kramer. Pup Camper 58. Now, who's Pup Camper 58? Oh, Cheryl. You couldn't ask for kinder, more giving guys than Daryl, Jim, and Rob. Yes, we are family and take care of each other. Love you guys. Katie Hoke. Over the years of watching YouTube Nomads, I've seen people travel with birds, chickens, a turtle, dogs, and cats. Robert Ballard. Hey, Rob, Dottie, and George. This puts a check mark on the eye being the conduit to your health. It feels like nearly every week discoveries in technology is living up to the dream. I think any type of early detection goes a long way towards solving a problem before it becomes fatal. Thanks for bringing this one to the channel. And that is your eye can predict its strokes. It's really pretty cool. They did a study where the pattern in the pattern and thickness, and I think there's 3 criteria for looking at the blood vessels, like a fingerprint, can determine pretty accurately your risk of stroke. And it wasn't no little tiny study. It was 40,000 cases they looked at. That's a huge sample size. Quartzsite Comments. Robert Ballard says, hey, Rob, this report on the behaviors of fish reminds me they aren't the only ones that get depressed without meaningful contact. I know I feel better and do better with the help of good social interaction. Very clever of the staff. Jump in and solve the problem. Hex the unalive drunk. Okay. Knights in White Satin cover. This is a short of my friend Jim playing the guitar and singing Knights in White Satin, and this has got to be 2, if not 3 years ago. And that girl, the one we always loved and wanted, she is still out there waiting for us because we love her. I'm sure that's talking about the song Knights in White Satin. And the last one today is, again, another comment on Renogy inverter fails to run microwave. It's 2 years old. It still gets traction. I had a big mystery on why my inverter wouldn't run my microwave, and it was a pretty obscure answer. And it ended up being I put a breaker switch that was properly rated in the circuit, but it was inexpensive. And it was Chinese, and I don't mean to say all Chinese products are junk. This one happened to be junk. It would restrict the flow. When there was a high flow of amps through the system, this poorly designed switch would restrict the flow. It wouldn't trip the breaker, but it would restrict the flow, and it would restrict the voltage. So as soon as I went to use the microwave, we would get a low voltage fault on the inverter. When I replaced it with a fuse that was the right size, but was a good one, that I paid 3 times what I paid for the breaker switch, it solved the problem. And I put it out there in a video, and it solved the same problem for a lot of people that were really frustrated. And Steve 1650 says, legend, this has had me baffled for days. Changed a face and all sorted out. Thank you, mate. And I think either face is a typo, or it could be a word for, in Australia, for fuse. I don't know. Or switch. I don't know. But it sounds like he's pretty darned happy. And we didn't have a single negative comment. I'll tell you one secret I did, though. I took a lynch hairbrush to my shirt. I don't know why, I just did. So do you see any hair? You high definition 72, 78 inch screen guys watching this in your living room, do you see any hairs? Probably 1 or 2, but not as bad as usual. And I was just saying in the video I released today. So today we have, let me tell you what's on the agenda for today. Today we have, come on, Rob, get in the right place. Just tell you people, crafty ducks versus wolves. That's the positive news story. It's one that'll make you smile. Then Tyson Wells Celarama Adventure. And I think I mentioned this in that video and part of the driving sequence. Is someone mentioned, I think yesterday in the comments, said, I long for the days where you were upset about comments about hair on your shirt and the camera facing the wrong way on your driving videos. And I'm like, that absolutely. I should have been so grateful back then that those were the complaints, because those are nothing. And they're both easy. If I wanted to, if I had a mind to, they're both pretty easily solved. Lint brush, press a button, turn the camera around. You want to see how easy? This is the camera I use in the car, and I hit this button, and you're going to see a blank, like a white wall. See the wall? That would be facing out where we're driving. Push the button again, the thing flips around automatically, and it's back to me. That's how easy that problem is to solve. So, peace. Thank you for watching. And let's say we're at 24 minutes. That's a pretty good length for a comment video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you tomorrow. Enjoy today's videos.